Carlos Palomino and Wilfred Benitez brought in the new year in 1979 with a classic boxing narrative, the old guard versus the young phenom. Palomino was 29, a champion for 2.5 years, 7 defenses under his belt. A tough, seasoned welterweight who paid his dues and earned his way to becoming a fan favorite. He had bigger plans. Offers from Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran were pending. Also a unification bout with Pepino Cuevas. But first, he had to get past Benitez. Now, Benitez, just 20, had already made history, the youngest world champion ever, claiming the junior welterweight title at 17. Now he was moving up, chasing more, swearing he had trained just as hard as he had for Antonio Cervantes, this time with Emil Griffith in his corner. Power versus speed, grit versus slick, Palomino the workhorse, Benitez the matador. Watch how Benitez uses his gloves to deflect Palomino's punches before they even get halfway home. He saw everything, turning defense into offense, giving us a masterclass in the art of counterpunching.
Live at ringside, you're looking at Carlos Palomino, the defending world welterweight champion, WBC version. He's 29 years of age. 2 questions about him in this fight. The heat, 87 degrees. The hostility of the crowd. Benitez, though born in the Bronx, grew up in Puerto Rico, lives here in Justine, Puerto Rico. Palomino, as you look at Benitez right there, Palomino, Mexican-born, but at age 10 came to live in California and now resides in Westminster, California. We're almost ready for the opening bell. Scoring on the 10-point must system. 3 knockdown rule wave. No saving by the bell. Mandatory 8 count, 8-ounce gloves. Ring size 21 feet. Figures to favor Benitez. The bell for round 1. The third man in the ring, the veteran referee Jay Edson. The judges Zach Clayton and Harry Gibbs. More on them later. Remember, Palomino to the left of your screen in the dark trunks. Green if you've got color, dark if you're in black and white. Down here since December 28th. The crowd roared, but Benitez did not connect. And he feels in the time he's been here, he's acclimated himself to the heat. Second round action. On the other side of the coin, some feel they detect in Palomino a lessening in interest. He's got good money there. Benitez connected there with a right. He's got a record purse for this division coming to him today, $450,000. And he still hopes to become a movie actor, as we showed you in his up close and personal. We're back at ringside, San Juan, Puerto Rico, the start of round 3. Benitez to the left of your screen, and now Palomino to the left. The first 2 rounds, Benitez fighting cautiously, much in the manner he did against Antonio Cervantes. Not being hit. A good right there by Benitez, not being hit by Palomino. What you have to remember about Palomino is he's a very slow starter and a very strong finisher. That's been his history. Let's see if he still has that ability today. Ryan O'Neal, the movie actor. Palomino's friend is here at ringside. Right there you saw Benitez with a left and right. The left did not get through. The right only grazed. The left again. Point is, though, Benitez is carrying the action. The crowd roared as a left grazed Palomino. Left to the chest by Benitez, a counterpunch following a Palomino lead. Benitez is a remark, an excellent counterpunch. Oh, Palomino scored with a right there. And a left, Palomino. Got to remember that Palomino still got the fighting spirit, and if his hands aren't brittle, this is a sturdy man. That left to the belly by Palomino. That's what Benitez has to be concerned about. Palomino is now scoring better. We're 1:45 into the round, and for the last minute, Palomino has been doing his best work of this late afternoon on the island of Puerto Rico. It's a mild warning. Palomino. There's a good left and right combination by Palomino. most definitely coming on in this round. Quick jabbing lefts by Benitez. Good right landed by Palomino. Benitez fighting back on the inside. 2 minutes and 30 into this, the 4th round. Crowd roaring as Benitez shows it fighting and comes fighting back. But on balance, that did not score. Forget the crowd on that. That left got in. Scores or not. There is no question, however, that the quickness of Benitez has been extremely important to his effectiveness thus far. Much quicker with the hands, quicker with the feet. There is foot movement, as you can see. And then he's slippery with the head and movement of the shoulder. Right there. That was a good and interesting exchange, because as Palomino sought to go to the belly, he did not get through cleanly, and Benitez, unafraid, came right back and scored against Palomino. This is the best up till now I have. This is 5th round action. All right, and a strong left by Palomino, and Benitez felt it. Now we're approaching the end of the round with Palomino coming alive. Benitez was hurt. How'd you score that round, Mickey? What? Quickness still in that jab of Benitez, as you can see. Benitez scored himself with a good left to the midsection. Those of us who have seen Benitez fight a number of times in New York in the Garden have not quite seen him this way. So purposeful. So almost grim, determined. And for good reason. What an opportunity. Something's worked, at least up till now, because Benitez really looks sharp. Good right uppercut on the break by Benitez. He's covering well with his gloves. A minute left in the 8th round. Palomino in there with a left, but target Benitez. Good right lead, and it got through Palomino's gloves. Right lead that so many fighters these days are using, that Ali in his prime popularized. Good left. Now moving about the ring, using the 21-foot size. The 8th round, and a good round again for Wilfredo. Call me Wilfred Benitez. No contest. Aren't you watching the fight? Of course, the WBC World Welterweight title at stake. Palomino has successfully defended 7 times. And look at that. Palomino had scored and hurt Benitez a little. Instead of retreating, Benitez came back, and he is scoring heavily against Palomino. His counter-punching has been just tremendous. And all day, he's been leading too with the left, making the fight. And Palomino looks tired, and it's Palomino who's holding on. Benitez, the master at the moment, and he has been the master from the start of this fight. This crowd is on its feet for their local boy Green in London. Cleaned up on Palomino in the early rounds. Right there again, Benitez carrying the fight, a quick combination, then a left to the belly. But against Davey Boy Green, Palomino found strength in the 11th round, knocked him cold. Green was out for 5 minutes. So one is not disposed to count Palomino out. Benitez has not. Good score by Palomino. But Benitez coming back with counterpunches. Benitez has not found it necessary, other than to dance on his toes steadily, to move that much about the 21-foot ring. A good left by Benitez. In Philadelphia, the judge and Harry Gibbs. Right there, Benitez with a left to the chest and a good right. We are counting down to the end of the round, and Palomino desperate to get at Benitez. How's he score that one? Right there, Benitez stung, as you could see, Carlos Palomino. Benitez, who turned flat-footed for much of the last round. Be interesting to watch him now. Seems to be picking up in movement again, and he remains unafraid. Palomino only throwing that right in close, and not effectively. For the rest, it's the left. Oh, yes. The youngster, 20 years of age, is fighting a clever fight. Now, Palomino, indomitable throughout his career, with Benitez not moving, pinioned against the ropes. Benitez fighting back. Palomino desperate to get in a blow that would put him away. But Benitez again with the counterpunch. Look at Benitez get it in there, and Palomino come back. And Palomino is finding this young man a different kettle of fish from the others he's fought, as Benitez now carries it back to Palomino, staying with his back to the ropes, using the hand speed, scoring. Look at the crowd on its feet as one. The junior welterweight title. We only have 50 seconds left to go in this fight. And Palomino can do nothing on the inside. He cannot get in there even. Wound up on the inside, scoring with an uppercut, and then keeping that left in Palomino's face. Carlos wildly with the right, trying to get to the belly. 20 seconds left, 18 left, counting down. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. It will be a fight to a decision. Handlers by his friends. Joy, much like the aftermath of the victory over Antonio Cervantes 3 years ago. Fans getting into the ring. The police effectively keeping them out. Fredo Benitez, in the minds of most here, a clear-cut, even overwhelming decision winner over Carlos Palomino. But we await the official decision. You talk about fighting a measured, strategic fight. Doing it your way and making it stick. I have to think this decision is clearly unanimous. All right. Now, let's see if we can get Emil Griffith over here as we await the official announcement. I tell you, it took 15 minutes to get Wilfred Benitez over here together with Emil Griffith. It is clear that Benitez has won the fight, regardless of any official announcement. Now I get... Here is Emil Griffith leaning through the ring. I am told now, although I still don't have an official announcement, Emil, that it's a split decision favoring Wilfredo. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't, excuse my voice, I don't think it's a split decision. I think you won it unanimously, but they're the judges.
Okay. Did he fight? As we look at that camera, Emil, you've got a lot of remembering friends. Oh, hold on one second. Here is the official decision.
El juez Harry Gibbs vota 143, 146, Benitez.
One vote for Benitez.
El juez Zach Clayton vota 145 a 142, Palomino.
Well, Zach Clayton of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, gave the bout to Palomino. So it was indeed a split decision. I should like to talk to Mr. Clayton about that.
El referee J. Edson vota 143, 148. El nuevo campeón, Wilfred Benitez.
Jay Edson, the deciding vote, as Gibbs and Jay Edson voted for Benitez, and everybody sees the fight his own way, subjectively. Quite frankly, I thought Benitez, who is the winner, fought his fight, fought it efficiently, made the fight, dominated it, and from watching Jackie McCoy throughout the fight in Palomino's corner, I knew, in fact, that McCoy knew it. Now, we are getting Wilfredo Benitez to our microphone in what little time we have left. We've got a minute. Let's look in that camera, Wilfredo, if we can get him. My congratulations to you on winning the championship, as he waves to his fans. Were you surprised? Were you surprised that they called it a split decision, that one man voted for Palomino?
No. I don't care, but I win. I won the fight, and I don't care about the decision because they knew that I win the fight. That's why they give it decision, because he split decision, because he is a great fighter, and they don't want him, to lose time so bad,
Final question. You made the fight exactly the way you planned it, didn't you?
Yeah. For me, I give you the hand because you're a great man. They're talking about you, and I hear about you, and you're a great man. I want you to go every time, be in the ABC, because you're a great man.
Well,
and thank you very much for the visit. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, Wilfredo. May you have a successful championship reign.
I want to say hello to my another country, New York. That's the great, all Puerto Rico here. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. I'm going to talk to Carlos now, Wilfredo. Good luck to you. Carlos, question number one. The camera's over here. Very quickly. Was anything wrong with your right hand at all? I was wondering about it.
Not at all. My hands were fine. I just didn't feel tremendously strong today like I usually do. Wilfredo boxed a tremendous fight, and he deserves to win. I just didn't have it. Maybe it was too long in training. I boxed over 200 rounds for this fight, and I boxed about 100 in this weather here. So I don't know. I don't want to take any credit away from Wilfredo. He boxed a tremendous fight, and I give him his credit.
You have always been, in one word, an indomitable fighter. I wondered today if you felt that you were losing that fight from the very beginning.
Well, not from the beginning, but halfway through it. I usually do lose the first few rounds, but towards the middle of the round, I didn't feel myself coming on like I usually do. And then I knew I was in trouble, and I wanted to hurry at the end, but nothing was there.
Good luck to you. You're a fine man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Zach Clayton scored at 145-142 for Palomino, but the whispers started before the ink on his scorecard was even dry. Bob Arum claimed he heard rumors of a bribery attempt, Don King pulling strings, angling for a Palomino win. Palomino was a free agent, no ties, no contracts. Benitez was locked in with Arum. Palomino wasn't. If he won, King could slide in, set up a title fight, start calling the shots. Clayton didn't have much to say about his scorecard. What he did say was worse. He claimed he couldn't see parts of the fight because the sun was in his eyes. The light cut across the ring in the open-air stadium, blinding him for extended stretches of the match. Afterward, Palomino blamed rust, 9 months off, a broken right hand, said he never found his rhythm, but he knew the truth. He didn't need a scorecard to tell him he lost. Benitez was too quick, too sharp, slipping shots, making Palomino hit nothing but air. And when the fight should have been his, those late rounds where he usually came alive, Benitez stayed on the ropes, countering him, nailing him in the head, stealing time and his title. Benitez defended the belt 2 months later against Harold Weston, then ran into Sugar Ray Leonard in November and lost it for good. Palomino got Roberto Duran 5 months later. 10 rounds, another loss. That was it. He walked away, stayed gone for 18 years before giving boxing another go. If you want a deeper look at both fighters' careers, I'll leave links in the description box below. Thanks for watching.